Good evening, everyone. I'm George O'Brien, editor and associate publisher of Business West magazine and the Healthcare News. It's my honor and my privilege to welcome you to tonight's celebration of Business West Difference Makers for 2021. This is going to be a very special night, and we're very happy to have you with us to honor these incredible groups and individuals. Before I talk about our Difference Makers program, though, I want to say a little bit about tonight's event. Obviously, it's not the same as the first 11 of our Difference Makers celebrations, or even last year's gathering, staged at the height of the pandemic at the log cabin. This is a virtual event, which we consider to be the safest and the best option at this time for the health and well-being of everyone involved. While there is indeed light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to this terrible pandemic, and we hope that we can all come together under one roof soon, as in real soon, that day is not here yet. But this virtual celebration won't be lacking any energy, excitement, or enthusiasm. In fact, this format brings some intriguing benefits. We all had the opportunity to network earlier, and it was good to see people, even if it was on screen. And later tonight, as we introduce our honorees for 2021, there'll be a special chat area where guests can send a personal message of congratulations, thanks, or whatever they want to our honorees. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it too. Okay, so before we get to those introductions, we have some other important things to do. First, a few words about Difference Makers. We chose that name because it says it all, really. It's about people making a difference in the community. We wanted to show that there are myriad ways to make a difference, and over the years, we've done just that. And to capture the essence of this mission, we chose a butterfly as the symbol for this award. You can actually see one on the plaques that we give to our honorees. This is a nod to what's known as the butterfly effect, that notion that seemingly inconsequential happenings, such as a butterfly flapping its wings, can have a huge impact on the world. Over the years, our difference makers have proven that the butterfly effect is very real, and we want to thank them for that. Speaking of thanking people, we have many people to thank for making this event reality. Starting with our incredible sponsors, Burkhart Pisanelli, the Royal Law Firm, Tommy Carr Auto Group, and United Way of Pioneer Valley. Many of them have been part of Difference Makers for several years now. Their commitment to this recognition program underscores its importance to this region and has enabled us to continue what has become a wonderful tradition. We'd also like to thank our nonprofit partner, Tom Kazenzi Driving for the Cure, and our media partner, WWLP 22 News and the CW Springfield. At this time, we'd like to present messages from our sponsors, and we'd like to start with some thoughts from the accounting firm, Burkhart Pisanelli.
Last year, we showed you we're not your typical accountants, and this year we proved that. In 2020, we went out of our way to make sure we continued human interactions with clients safely, meeting them on Zoom, in parking lots, or picking up items at their homes as they were afraid to leave. 2020 certainly tested us all, including extending every deadline we hold near and dear to our hearts. Our relationships with existing and new clients grew as we helped them with their businesses and personally, navigating business challenges, educating and assisting with new regulations, and helping them adjust to the new normal. We applaud the 2021 Difference Makers and truly respect the significant impact you have made and will continue to make on the Valley. You are certainly an inspiration to us all. We know it only takes one person to make a difference.
Thank you to all those at Burkhart Pisanelli for your continued support of our program. Now a message from the Royal Law Firm, which has been a sponsor of this event from the very beginning, way back in 2009.
The Royal Law Firm has been a part of Difference Makers since the beginning. 13 years ago, in 2008, over lunch with a friend and fellow attorney named Amy Griffin Munnings, the Royal Law Firm was born. The Royal Law Firm was founded with the word difference in mind. Because Amy and I grew up here, we wanted to make a difference here. As attorneys, we wanted to create a law firm that had a positive impact by creating jobs here, particularly for minorities and women, by creating a sophisticated law practice of corporate clients here, and by giving back to the community that shaped us.
13 years ago, we said yes to Difference Makers.
We thank you, Class of 2021, for making a difference.
Thank you to the team at Royal Law Firm for your ongoing support of Difference Makers. And now, a message from Tommy Carr Auto Group.
At Tommy Carr Auto Group, we believe scholarships make a difference. That's why we founded the Tom Kazenzi Scholarship Fund in memory of my dad, Tom Kazenzi. He believed in supporting young individuals to help them grow into strong leaders at school, work, and in the community, and that no student should have their education limited due to lack of resources. The Tom Kazenzi Scholarship has been paving the way for students to be successful in both their pursuit and completion of their degree. This scholarship is awarded to highly accomplished high school seniors who are dedicated to leadership, community, and action. Our scholarship winners have gone on to be thinkers, doers, and above all, difference makers.
Think big, work hard, achieve.
Thank you to the team at Tommy Carr Auto Group. And now, a message from our newest Difference Maker sponsor, United Way of Pioneer Valley.
Hello, my name is Paul Miner, and I'm the President and CEO of the United Way of Pioneer Valley. 2021 marks our 100th year of serving the people of the Pioneer Valley, where we have invested over $194 million in community investment since January 10th of 1921. We congratulate this year's Difference Makers on all of their efforts and would like to share with you our plans for doing the same as we honor the past while looking ahead to the future. Thank you for your time, and you can read more about our plans at www.uwpv/100th.
Thank you to the entire team at United Way for your support and for all you do in this region. And finally, here's a message from our nonprofit partner, Tom Kazenzi, Driving for the Cure.
4. Great shot, Nico.
Annual Tom Kazenzi Driving for the Cure charity golf tournament is all teed up. And because of your support, we've raised more than $1 million for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute and their fight against cancer. So join us at Twin Hills Country Club for golf, food, drinks, and so much more. Visit us online at TomKazenzidrivingforthecure.com. And remember, together there are over 1 million ways
We can make the difference.
Thank you to all those at Tom Kazenzi Driving for the Cure. At this time, I'd also like to thank ZJC Creative and its CEO, Jim Powers, for their help in bringing this special program to you. Visual Sound Productions and its owner, Nicole Nell, for their work in producing tonight's videos. Leah Martin of Leah Martin Photography for her fine photographs of our honorees. And of course, Jennifer Gadare, Business West Marketing and Events Director, for all the hard work she put into this event and for making it happen, really. Thank you very much, Jennifer. And now I'd like us all to take a minute and recognize all of our previous Difference Makers honorees, the classes from 2009 to 2020, many of whom are joining us tonight. Congratulations to our previous honorees for the many ways they've served this region and inspired all of us. Again, thank you to all of our previous honorees. And now we're getting close to that moment you've all been waiting for, the introduction of our honorees for 2021. First, though, I'd like to introduce the gentleman who will be introducing those honorees. And he needs no introduction, really. Don Shipman anchors for 22 News at 5:30, 6, and 11 p.m. weeknights on WWLP. He's also an investigative reporter for WWLP, 22 News, and the CW Springfield. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Shipman.
We begin our celebration of this year's Difference Makers with an acknowledgement that anyone who has ever owned a business knows that this is long, difficult, and often lonely work. And lonely because ultimately the hard and often risky decisions are yours to make and yours to live with. So in recent years, though, an entrepreneurship ecosystem has been created within the 413, and its unofficial mission has been to make being a business owner, well, less lonely. And E for All Holyoke, that's short for Entrepreneurship for All, has become a big part of that ecosystem, one that is changing lives in and around that proud history and making dreams come true. Part of the statewide nonprofit E for All, the Holyoke office now conducts 4 accelerator programs per year, including 2 that are offered in Spanish, that are designed to offer mentorship and help guide entrepreneurs, many of them from the minority community, down the winding and often challenging path to being a business owner. So Tessa Murphy Ramboletti, the executive director of the Holyoke office, summed it up, the reasons for being and why it is a difference maker in these comments to Business West. I'm quoting here, "Entrepreneurship is terrifying," she said, speaking for all who have been there. She goes on to say that when our entrepreneurs come to us, they often don't have the support of friends or family or big networks telling them to go for their dreams. And that's why we're here to tell them that they're not alone and that you have to be a little crazy to be an entrepreneur. Again, that's her quote. Among those who are perhaps a little crazy is Sandra Rubio, who started making cakes for family and friends and even some strangers who had heard about her and started dreaming about launching a bakery. Now, there were times when she almost let that dream die, and she credits E for All with keeping her going when the going got tough. So Sandra told Business West, and I'm quoting here, that there were times when I just wanted to give up, say, forget it, and go back to work. But then she goes on to say that I would meet with my mentors, meet with my class, and it got me right back on track. It gave me the push that I needed to press on. Now, inevitably, all entrepreneurs will need a push, some help and motivation to press on. So E for All is there to provide that help. It's there to make business ownership less lonely. And that's why this intriguing nonprofit is one of the difference makers of 2021. So, ladies and gentlemen, representing E for All Holyoke is Tessa Murphy Ramboletti.
Hi everyone, I'm Tessa Murphy Ramboletti, and I'm so proud to be the Executive Director of E for All A para Todos Holyoke. It is an honor to be named a 2021 Difference Maker alongside so many incredible individuals. You've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. At E for All, we think it takes a village to raise a business too. Now more than ever, people are turning to entrepreneurship to create new sources of income and employment. In the best of times, starting a business can be risky and stressful. Add in the uncertainty of a pandemic and it can be downright lonely. That's why we are here, to remind entrepreneurs that they don't have to go it alone and that anyone can accomplish their dreams to own a business, no matter who they are or where they come from. I'm constantly inspired by the resilience of our entrepreneurs who defy enormous odds every day. They truly make my job easy and worth it. None of this would be possible if we did not have the commitment and support of an incredible village of volunteers who believe passionately in what we are doing. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our loyal funders, including the Mass Mutual Foundation, the Davis Foundation, the State of Massachusetts, and the City of Holyoke and MGCC. Their support ensures that everything we offer remains completely free for our participants. Please consider volunteering or donating to support our efforts, and thank you again, Business West, for this great honor.
All right, thank you, Tessa, and the team at E for All Holyoke. Western Massachusetts has a proud history and a deep tradition of precision manufacturing, going back to the opening of the Springfield Armory more than 225 years ago. And while that tradition continues today, the companies in this region producing everything from parts for fighter jets to golf balls, from medical instruments to subway cars, many still believe that manufacturing in the 413 is a thing of the past. Our honoree today has made it her mission to convince everyone, and especially this region's young people, that the high school and middle school students, that this is simply not the case here. In many respects, Kristin Carlson, president of Peerless Precision in Westfield, has become the face of precision manufacturing in this region, and in all kinds of ways too. She's the face because she's seemingly everywhere in her quest to spread the word about manufacturing, and that includes her own shop floor as she offers tours to young students there, when we're not in a pandemic, of course, and in boardroom meetings of the state's Workforce Training Advisory Board and the National Tooling and Machining Association's Advanced Manufacturing Practices and Educational Development Board. So she's also the face in that she represents how manufacturing is changing. It is still dominated by men, but women are finding a home there, both in the front office and on the shop floor. Peerless Precision now employs several women in various roles. As she goes about her work to promote manufacturing in this region, Kristin talks about the cool stuff that's being made, and there's a lot of it too. But mostly, she talks about the opportunities that come to those who make that cool stuff. And these include solid jobs with good wages, opportunities to advance, and even the chance to lead your own company. So she's proof of all of these things, and that's why she's not only a spokesperson for an industry and a role model, but a real difference maker in Western Massachusetts and far beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, Kristin Carlson.
My name is Kristin Carlson. I'm president of Peerless Precision in Westfield. We are a family-owned small contract manufacturing shop. I wanted to first start off by thanking Business West for this distinguished honor of being a member of the class of 2021 Difference Makers. I also wanted to thank my mother, my husband Mark, my brother Ethan, all the team members at Peerless Precision. I wanted to thank the past, present, and future members and board members of the Western Mass chapter of the National Tooling and Machining Association and the National Tooling Machining Association of the AMPed Workforce Development Board. I also wanted to thank all the folks at the Western Mass EDC, AIM, and Mass Hire for supporting me for the past 8 years in everything that I've wanted to do and helping to lift me up to the position that I'm at today. It's extremely important in my industry and for everyone in this region to know that there are really good viable career options in advanced manufacturing. We make cool things in Western Massachusetts. Planes fly because of what we do in Massachusetts. So for all the children out there who like to work with their hands, play with Legos, for all the adults who think they might be too old for a career change, and I assure you, you're not. For anyone who has wandered around trying to figure out where their place is here, I implore and encourage you to reach out to companies like mine, look for training programs. Everything I do is for you.
Kristin, thank you. Our next honoree now, Janine Fondan, is an educator, a journalist, a public speaker, and a mentor. But the word that may best describe her is connector, specifically someone who connects people in various organizations to work together for positive change. She says that she strives to make the region better, a better place through the sharing of knowledge, ideas, goals, and dreams for the future. Her most visible vehicle for this connection may be an enterprise that she launched called UnityFirst.com. It's a national distributor of diversity-related e-news to corporations and diverse communities. Now, in the meantime, she's also chair of the undergraduate communications department at Bay Path University and has been an adjunct professor at many area colleges and universities. Karen Fiss, the director of marketing and communications for the Springfield Museums, who worked with Fondan to help bring the exhibit Voices of Resilience to the museums, summed it up like this, and I'm quoting: "As the leader of Unity First, she connects the public with Black-led, owned, and operated businesses and institutions." She goes on to say that as a teacher, She connects young people to ideas that empower them. She helps nurture the seeds that grow into remarkable projects that make a difference. Part of Janine's MO is to inspire others by telling the stories of those who came before, those who blazed a trail, and those who, well, made a difference in the community and the world. Now, this is especially true when it comes to women and women of color. Many of these stories haven't been told, and that was the broad goal behind Voices of Resilience, which features more than 70 stories of women who also made a difference in the world. Now, the exhibit also formed the backdrop for the 4th annual On the Move Forum, an annual event organized by Fondan that encourages conversation and networking among women, which has become a well-attended tradition. It's another example of how Fondan has devoted her time, her energy, and her imagination to finding new and different ways to bring people together, share ideas, and work individually and collectively to move the needle when it comes to diversity, inclusion, women breaking down barriers, and so much more. So in short, it's just another way that she connects and serves this region as a true difference maker. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Fonten.
It's so good to be here today because every day is important. And I want to say that this award is super important to me, especially as I thank Business West. I thank my nominator, Karen Fisk. I thank the Springfield Museums, as well as Bay Path University. I also want to thank my family, my husband, Tom Fondan, my daughter, Nikai Fondan, and all of our family members from Mississippi to New York to Massachusetts. Together, we all make a difference. Every community that I'm a part of, I bring my light and I bring my energy and I bring my will. Most of all, I bring my grandmother who came to this country via Ellis Island, who introduced me to the wonderful world of positive affirmation and good people. So I say to everyone out there, thank you so much for this award. But know, from our past to our present to our future, we are in this together, and we're all going to make a difference. And I thank you for honoring me today.
Janine, thank you. After he lost his beloved mother, Chad Moore didn't even want to hear the name of the disease that took her life. But later, something clicked, and he decided that he wanted to make a difference in the lives of other people battling Parkinson's disease. So to say that he's done so would be an understatement. Here's why. After learning about the benefits of exercise for Parkinson's patients, he launched an exercise group, then opened the first Dopa Fit Parkinson's Movement Center. He's grown the business, twice moving into larger space, currently in East Hampton, and opening a second location in West Boylston as well. So today, DopaFit members, all of whom are at various stages of the disease, engage in numerous forms of exercise, from cardio work to yoga, from spinning to punching bags, and much more. On one level, activities are designed to help Parkinson's patients live a more active life by improving their mobility, gait, balance, and motor skills. But Chad says that research has shown that it does more than just that, more than, say, just exercise. Exercise releases the neurotransmitter dopamine into the brain, slowing the progress of Parkinson's symptoms. So Chad remarks, and I'm quoting here, that we have seen people whose symptoms have regressed. He goes on to say that the goal is for people not to progress or progress slowly, but if we can reverse some of those symptoms, that's a big win. He continues to expand programming with offerings such as yoga, Tai Chi, and even the Art Card, a national company created by his wife. He's also thinking about moving into a larger standalone building someday that offers not just his current programs, but plenty of spaces for other services, for education, to, say, support groups, to social work. In other words, a one-stop destination for people with Parkinson's disease to access the resources that they need. In short, Chad believes that there's no limit to the ways that he can make a difference for helping to slow the progress of symptoms, to just giving members with Parkinson's symptoms the confidence they need to say, go out to dinner with some friends. Chad says that the exercise is a beneficial part of this. It can physically make someone better, but being able to feel better and be more confident gives them so much empowerment in other ways. Ladies and gentlemen, Chad Moore.
I am honored to be among such an amazing group of people. Congratulations to all the other recipients of the Difference Maker Award. First, I would like to thank my amazing wife Saba and my son Ayan for being by my side every step of the way. This hard journey has been made easy by being surrounded by your love and support. Thank you to our wonderful staff, Trisha, Emmett, Leah, and all of our volunteers. Dope-A-Fit is a product of your hard work, dedication, and most importantly, your kind-hearted spirit. I'm only here because I have been blessed to stand on the shoulders of giants. When I lost my mother to complications due to Parkinson's disease over 9 years ago, it created a hole in my heart that I thought would never be filled. My mother instilled a strong belief in me that everything happens for a reason. At Dope-A-Fit, our Parkinson's Disease Movement Centers, our mission is to make sure no one with Parkinson's disease has to fight alone. There is no greater asset to Dope-A-Fit than our community. A thought became a reality, a passion became a career. Strangers turned into family, and my heart has become full again. I want to leave you with a quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. If each and every one of us strive to make sure every day we made one person's life easier, we can create a ripple effect that would span for generations to come. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you, Chad. Now on to our next honoree, recalling that a boyhood trip to Rocky Mountain National Park triggered what could only be called a love affair with the outdoors and wide open spaces. And Pete Westover has essentially spent the rest of his life working to preserve those kinds of spaces and make them more accessible so others could develop a similar love affair. You could call him a trailblazer, an effective play on words here, but we have a different phrase for him, difference maker. Indeed, Pete has spent a lifetime in this rewarding field of work, a career that includes a 30-year stint as a conservation director for the town of Amherst, and his current role as founder and partner of Conservation Works, a conservation firm involved with open space and agricultural land protection, ecological and land stewardship assistance to land trusts, towns, colleges, and other entities and other services. He's written books on the subject as well, including Managing Conservation Land, the Stewardship of Conservation Areas, Wildlife Sanctuaries, and Other Open Spaces in Massachusetts, and taught courses on the subject at Hampshire College and other schools. But he and other partners at Conservation Works are most known for their wide-ranging efforts to preserve open space, build and repair nature trails like the Robert Frost Trail, protect existing spaces like Forest Park against invasive species, and even help communities battle climate change. Kristin DeBoer, the Executive Director of Crestol Land Trust, a partner and client of Conservation Works on many of its projects, described Pete's many contributions in this way. She says, Pete has dedicated his entire career to conserving land and creating trails. The valley's forests and farms simply wouldn't be intact as they are today if Pete Westover hadn't been a champion for their protection. She goes on to say that the number of conservation areas and protected farms that Pete has been involved with are too many to name. And the best thing is that the number continues to grow. Conservation Works has a deep portfolio of projects, and they're always adding more. So as they do, Pete Westover adds to his legacy as a protector of perhaps this region's best assets, its beautiful, wide open spaces, and his status as a true difference maker. Here is Pete Westover.
Well, this is very exciting. I'm really grateful to Business West and George O'Brien for this kind recognition. And I also want to thank and recognize my business partners in Conservation Works. We do a lot of work here in the Valley. We're all over the state. We're all over New England, doing everything from farmland protection to trail development to contract work with Kestrel Land Trust and other trusts, and work with indigenous tribes on land issues. So my partners quickly are Molly Hale, who lives in Florence, wildlife biologist, Dick O'Brien, who lives in Leominster and is one of the top trail people in the state, Chris Curtis, a planner, lives in South Deerfield. Lori Sanders and Fred Morrison are in West Hampton, terrific naturalists. And Elizabeth Roglica is a conservation lawyer who's been with us for the last year. So again, many thanks to Business West, and I appreciate the chance to tell people about our mission.
Pete, thank you. After being accepted to college as a young man, Bill Parks was having trouble landing the student loan that would help him pay for it. It was a board member with the Marlboro Boys Club who stepped up and found a banker willing to help him out. So Bill never forgot that act of kindness, one that enabled him to achieve a dream that seemed impossible. So today, as CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, he has continued to make a difference in young people's lives in similar ways by helping them to achieve their own dreams, but just as importantly, convincing them that those dreams are indeed within reach. Bill believes that life is about opportunities and relationships. As the club's leader, he follows the guiding principle, which, as much as anything else, is responsible for his being named a difference maker. When he started there in 2004, the club provided services for nearly 100 children every day with an annual budget of $600,000. But now it provides daycare, educational, meal services for 350 children and teens every day with an annual budget of nearly $3 million. The staff has also grown to 12 full-time and more than 40 part-time workers. The role of Boys and Girls Clubs today has greatly changed from the days when Bill played basketball with his friends in Marlboro. Once he began his leadership career, he saw education becoming a more vital part of the organization's mission, particularly during the pandemic, too. The club became a critical resource for both kids to access remote learning and their parents who had to go to work. Right now, Bill is planning to expand the club and its services further with a 15,000 square foot addition, which will allow it to offer services to an additional 100 children. The addition is scheduled to be completed by August with a September opening, just in time for the new school year. The new structure is exciting, but the real payoff is the impact that the programs have on people's lives, he said. He added, quote, "One of the things that I'm most proud of is that people in the community say, let's call the Boys and Girls Club because they can probably help us or help these kids." Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Parks.
I would like to thank Business West and everyone associated with this award, and to let you know it is appreciated for the personal recognition, but more importantly, for the recognition of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield and its staff, board, and members. Without the club, I'm not able to make a difference in the lives of all the kids and families we touch yearly. So thank you to my staff, who put in the time to mentor kids and give them the opportunities to find their path and expand their vision of who they want to be. Thank you to my board and to the donors who support me and the operations of the club. You have built relationships with us and made it possible for the club to give our youth opportunities to grow. For example, our current Building Futures expansion project will bring an additional 100 youth to the club daily. To our club youth, thank you for believing and trusting in the guidance you have been given and for taking those opportunities that are presented to you. I especially want to thank my family for their support over the 40+ years I have been in the Boys and Girls Club field. Remember, everyone can make a difference by working together to reach a goal.
Bill, thank you. Harold Grinspoon has made a lot of money in Western Massachusetts, but that's not why he's a difference maker. Harold said, and I'm quoting here, "From my point of view, if you made that money in the Valley, you better give it back to the Valley. You have to give back. This is where you made your living, and these are the people you need to support." Now, he's certainly not the only philanthropist with that mindset, but the way he targets that giving makes him one of the more intriguing. Now, his mission is to bring not just assistance, but attention to groups of people who deserve more than they're receiving for a myriad of reasons. Now, that's the point of the local farmer awards, which has helped about 200 farmers launch needed capital projects to the tune of almost $900,000. And the Excellence in Teaching Awards, too, which honors about 100 teachers every year. And the Grinspoon Entrepreneurship Initiative. It's a collaboration among 14 area colleges and universities that's awarded more than 1,000 students for their entrepreneurial spirit and business ideas. And let's not forget his remarkable contributions to Jewish culture and community through efforts like the J-Camp 180, which boosts nonprofit Jewish camps, PJ Library, which delivers Jewish-themed books to hundreds of thousands of children and families around the world each month. Voices of Vision, a poster series eliciting the power of art to interpret the words of great Jewish thinkers. And Life and Legacy, which helps Jewish day schools and synagogues, social service organizations, and other entities across North America build endowments. Several years ago, his vast array of work attracted the attention of Warren Buffett, which invited Harold and his wife, Diane Trotterman, to join the Giving Pledge. It's a commitment by the world's wealthiest individuals to dedicate at least half of their wealth to philanthropy. But individual generosity is only part of the mission. In every project, he also draws in corporate and foundation partners. The result is not only individual pockets of philanthropy, but large-scale philanthropic momentum that builds and builds. And we haven't even mentioned his latest impact as an artist whose large-scale sculptures can be seen all across the region. So he said, and I'm quoting here, "For me, it's about developing your legacy. Who do you want to be known as?" We know him as a difference maker, one whose impact will echo for generations. Ladies and gentlemen, Harold Grinspoon.
It's a privilege to be here, and I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you for what your organization has done for the Valley, and recognizing people who have made major contributions. It feels good to be here. It feels very good to be here because some of us have been blessed to make a little bit more money than we need to spend personally, and have the opportunity to give that away, to invest it in our community is absolutely great. I don't know a lot of my fellow associates who are receiving this award, but I want to congratulate them too on what they've accomplished. At 91, I feel I've been so blessed to have been a part of the Western Mass community and to have so many people that have been a part of my life. I can't begin to mention all of them. I have so many friends out there that have made it all possible for me to accomplish what I have as a philanthropist and the involvement in this community. And thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Harold, for all that you do, and congratulations to you and to all of our difference makers. On behalf of everyone, I'd like to thank all of our difference makers for the many contributions to the quality of life that we enjoy here in Western Massachusetts. Now let's turn everything back over to George for some final thoughts.
Thank you, Don, and thank you again to all of our sponsors: Burkhart Pisanelli, the Royal Law Firm, Tommy Car Auto Group, and United Way of Pioneer Valley. and to our nonprofit partner, Tom Kazenzi Driving for the Cure, as well as our media partner, WWLP 22 News and the CW Springfield. As we conclude our ceremonies, I'd like to introduce a special new feature for this year's Difference Makers celebration. We call it #EverydayDifferenceMakers. Through our social media channels, we invited the public to send in videos of people, groups, and agencies that are making a difference in their communities. The response was tremendous, and at this time we'd like to share some of these videos with you. We think you'll find them informative and inspiring. And you can view the top 5 videos and a few of the runner-ups on our website, businesswest.com, after this event concludes. Here are the chosen videos, as selected by the associate publishers of Business West and the Healthcare News.
Two signature programs, Smile Through Art and Let's Combat Micrographia, we've been able to ignite creativity and provide solutions to patients today to help them live better with their symptoms instead of feeling burdened by them. Please visit www.creativeneurology.com.
Well, the Loomis Retirement Community in South Hadley has performed a vital service for members of the town's senior center there. And the Loomis Kitchen has been busy turning out the 270 corned beef and cabbage dinners for members of the senior center. The tall order delivered to the senior center this morning isn't just for filling stomachs, but also social needs during this time of isolation.
Seniors come together to pick up the meals in a safe environment. A lot of them just come and they enjoy seeing people. It's a very safe pickup. They remain in their cars. Everybody's masked, but it gives people a chance to get out, say hello.
For almost 3 decades, Rachel's Table has fought to alleviate hunger and reduce food waste in Western Massachusetts. Their network of over 200 dedicated volunteers serves residents of Hampden, Hampshire, and Franklin counties. Every month, Rachel's Table coordinates the rescue and delivery of 70,000 pounds of food from 60 donors to over 53 agencies. Help fight hunger and feed bellies, not bins, with Rachel's Table today.
Thank you to all those who submitted videos. You've helped us show that there are many, many ways that one can make a difference. Congratulations and thank you to the class of 2021 Difference Makers. We thank you not only for what you do, but the manner in which you inspire us all to find our own ways to make a difference. And a big thank you to our sponsors, Burkhart Pisanelli, the Royal Law Firm, Tommy Car Auto Group, and United Way of Pioneer Valley. Thank you to our nonprofit partner, Tom Kazenzi Driving for the Cure, and to our media partner, WWLP 22 News and the CW Springfield. Another thank you to Visual Sound Productions, CJC Creative, and Leah Martin Photography for helping make this event possible so we can celebrate the differences being made in our community. Which reminds me, if you know someone who is making a difference in your community, first make sure you thank them for all that they do. And then nominate them for this award. Maybe they will be part of the Difference Makers class of 2022. We have other recognition programs at Business West and the Healthcare News, 40 Under 40, Healthcare Heroes, and Women of Impact. Please nominate worthy candidates for these honors as well. Nomination forms for all our programs can be found online at businesswest.com. I guess that's a wrap for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for making our event so special. Stay well and stay safe.